Hi guys, welcome to this video. So today I wanted to show you something new I've started. Now, if we take a look here, now you're thinking to yourself at this point, oh Christ, has he started something else? He's got the Gorkamorka, he's got the Frost Grave, he's got the 40k. What else is he going to start? Well, no, I haven't started Hordes. This here is just a model I used to make some Grotesques for the Dark Eldar army. So, this here is what they started off looking like. As you can see, the bare feet, these nice shin pads, these awesome bits down the side, the cloth down there, the fact that they've got sort of almost the corsets on that you see with the racks. If I just put these side by side, you're thinking that's a really good opportunity, and it was. So I bought a pack for 25 quid, which is a damn sight better than the one for 15 that you get from GW, and set about making my own. So these have been done by lots of people. You'll see them all over the Dark City forum for other people's, if you want to go and have a look for other people's ideas. This is not my idea. That's all I wanted to basically say there. But I've done my own take on it, and hopefully that comes across quite nicely. So there's a whole selection of these. Of course, they've got Talos heads, selection Talos bits on the back, and I've actually done my first green stuff sculpting. You see this guy here. The arms are missing because I have plans for the arms. At the moment they're just basic arms. I need to cut the hands off and do some funky work to those. So that will be cool. I mean, how much like Dark Eldar do they look? And there's a size difference if you wanted to see. I mean, that's awesome. Couldn't be closer if it tried, to be honest. And to be honest, I prefer this model, I think, to the Grotesque. I mean, it's not as sort of grown and sort of grotesque, I guess, as a Grotesque is, but it's a damn nice model. It's solid plastic as well. These things, if you were to get this from GW, that would be several bits put together and glued together hollow. But the guys at Privateer Press love making chunks of styrene, apparently. So I'll quickly go through the green stuff work anyway. So this guy here has a growth on his back that you can see there, and I've pushed these in. Now these keep popping out, so I have to keep gluing them back in, and then there's just a piece of styrene tube jabbed in there, and you can see there. Now the spines that you can see here, I actually used a piece of this. So this is using the pipe maker, the green stuff pipe maker that you can see. I'll put a link in the description to it. It's designed to make pipes, as you can see here, or tentacles and that sort of thing. So what I did was basically I drilled a hole at the top, drilled a hole down there at the bottom of his waist, and then I cut a piece of this to the right length, poked it in either end, bent it like that, stuck it in, and then I did different things depending on, because these were my miscasts that you get with the maker, so they didn't come out as either as uniform or as nice as I would like them to be. As you can see on this one here, you can see the bit in the middle there is all just too thin, although there's some nice sections there. Well, these ones were the worst of them. But basically what I did for this one is stuck it over, and then what I did for the growths of the back is I literally got two blobs of green stuff and pushed them in from either side. Just poked them all in. I did that with all of them to make that nice shape, and then sort of pushed it in so that it flattened out as best as possible towards the skin. Then for the actual spine bits that you can see, I just bring that a bit closer. Let me zoom in. Sorry, this video is going to be a long one, guys, because I want to really, I'm quite proud of these. So I want to take the time to explain them. So essentially what I've done here is every other hole where you can see there would be 2 bits and a gap, I've pushed some green stuff in. So simple as that really. I've got a small ball of green stuff, popped it in there, popped it in there, popped it in there, and then just smoothed it out. And what that's done is it's created this sort of spine sections where the bone is nicely separated. So I've got two like that. If I just grab the other one, I think it's this one, yeah. That one is done in the same way, although it doesn't have quite as nice effect. Again, go easy on me. This is my first attempt at using green stuff for anything other than filling gaps and that sort of thing, or making these things. And on this one, the spine bit there was not very much detail on it. Sorry, I'll try and get that in focus. And what I did on these is I simply got a piece of green stuff, flattened it out, stuck it across, like you can see there, sort of blended it in over here, but indented above and below to make it look like the skin is stretching over the spine. Sorry if you can hear my heater, it's just kicked in. It's quite cold in here at the moment. And then that's him, and the other guy has the same thing done, so he's got just 3 bits of flesh, as it were, stretched over his spine. And then it was just a matter of getting these bits here, these tanks and things which you can get from the Talos kit, and just slapping them in, and then there's an arm off the Talos kit, and then this is off the thing that goes up the back of the Talos. That's one of those. Another one, this one has no bit to the bottom of his spine, because he's different. This guy here has got a little straight bit at the bottom of his spine. And this one here has got a little hook at the bottom of his spine. Now, and I've also done a little bit of green stuff here, where I just done some green stuff and pushed in another very shortcut length of styrene tube to make it look like a sort of conduit that you see on a lot of the other models, but of course bigger. Now for the heads. Sorry, this video is going to go on quite some time. The heads are a different story altogether. Now, this here is what the heads looked like. So spikes all over them, completely not uniform. They were moulded into the plastic of the kit, and I basically had to hack away at the face until it was almost gone, leaving just like a blank face. I then covered it in styrene and put the helmets on the front, and then I had to fill in the gap on some of them with green stuff, as you can see there. I'm trying to keep that basically plain, because I'm going for a similar look to the racks, as you can see there, hoping to pull off a similar thing. Now of course it's okay with this being sort of rough green stuff, in my opinion, because basically that would all be scar tissue from what's happened to this poor Grotesque. On some of them they had fur going down their necks, and as you can see there I've had to smooth that off, so I might need to do a little bit of work to the neck on these to make it more like flesh and less like just smooth styrene. But the wonderful thing, I was expecting these to come as resin, and I was so happy when I found that they were styrene, because I could basically melt the face off with piling polycement on, and also I can melt the surface here, which is why it looks so shiny. I've been able to melt the surface to be smooth and hopefully organic once painted up. But yeah, I am really chuffed with these. I hope that it's inspiring anybody who's looking to convert their own Grotesques. This is a fantastic way to go. Cannot recommend it enough. Really happy with that. Just one last thing. The arms, of course, pop off like this. I'm planning on using as much of these arms as possible. Basically just cutting the hand off, leaving this awesome gauntlet that you can see there. Up to there, the brace rather. Leaving that sort of thing on the hand, and then I read an early description of Grotesques where basically they said the homunculus cuts the hands off as the last thing he does and replaces them with weaponry. So I'm going that route, and I'm going to chop all of the hands off and replace them with grisly hacking implements. And I'm really looking forward to getting that going. So that is it, really. Hopefully you've not got too bored with me banging on and on about these guys, but I was so happy with the way these turned out. I was really chuffed, and it's my first effort at using green stuff, like I said. So I'm just happy as a pig in proverbial. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Leave me a comment down in the comment section if you've got any sort of ideas on what I can do with these guys for the arms and ways of making them look more grotesque and that sort of thing. And maybe I'll incorporate them. You never know, but yeah, if you've done a conversion yourself, go ahead and link me a picture. I'm always keen to see those. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.